Good morning. I am a little bit apprehensive about this video. Obviously you know what it's about, potty training my 2-year-old. Luca is 2, nearly 3 and 3 months, and basically he needs to be potty trained. I don't want him in nappies when he is 3. He did start showing signs when he was around 2, like turning 2. So that's a long time ago now, that's 9 months. And he started pulling at his nappy, telling us when he'd done a wee or a poo. And then what happened was he started using it as an excuse to get out of bed, basically. So it'd be every night, I need this, I need that, get him out of bed, sit him on the potty, and he just basically laughing in our face. And then he actually stopped, you know, he was going less and less on the potty every time we put him on. It was just, then he'd be telling us, oh, I want to go downstairs. So it became like a tactic he used. Oh, that lighting's not great. It all went to pot, basically. So we're in July, he's 3 in October, so today's July the 20th of July. So we've got less than 3 months until he's 3, and I'm biting the bullet. I've been waiting for good weather. I've been waiting to do this for about 6 weeks now, but the weather, if you're in the UK, you would know it's been raining and everything, and I purposely want to have the potty out in the garden. I have been making, sporadically over the past few weeks, I've been making him watch the Cocomelon potty training song. Basically just typed into YouTube Cocomelon, oh no, I don't think I typed Cocomelon, I just typed potty training, potty song. I'm making him watch it. I made him watch it yesterday as well, knowing I was going to start today. What I was going to do was I was just going to take his nappy off, put his pants on and do it like that. I was on Instagram yesterday, and quite a few people are potty training their little ones at the moment, and they've suggested not actually putting pants on at all, because the feel of it to them feels like a nappy, and they'll probably just go because they think they've got a nappy on. So I've decided, no, I won't be doing that. The weather's good enough to, basically, he's just got a nappy on now. He's just woke up and all he's got is his nappy on. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to talk to him. And then I'm going to play the Cocomelon song for him again. I need to get the potty. Actually, I think the potty's already in the garden. The potty's in the garden in some shade. I'm putting a vest on, some sun cream on, and I'm telling him what he needs to do. He's very clever, so I'm be surprised if he doesn't get the hang of it. But with potty training, when it comes to that sort of thing, he just acts like he doesn't know what we're talking about. Like he pretends he doesn't understand and acts silly when actually he does. So yeah, so wish me luck, basically. Right, Luca, we're gonna get you dressed. Yeah? We're going to put on your vest, and we're going to put on your sun cream, and we're taking your nappy off, and we're not going to put any pants on because you're going to use the potty, aren't you? So you see what I mean. And also he thinks the potty is only to be used for a poo. So I just said to him, just before I cut off the camera, then I said to him, so you're going to use the potty? And he actually said, but I haven't had a poo. So he thinks, it's like he thinks that it's not to be used for wee-wees. So I said he was going to be wearing just his vest. He's got socks on as well, because we've got artificial grass in our garden and it gets so hot in the sun. While he's just watching that, I forgot to mention that another thing that is suggested to do is I'm going to keep a track of the time, because I'm going to actually ask him like every 15 minutes if he needs a poo or a wee, because sometimes obviously they just need prompting. Luca lately has been telling us when he's showing signs he needs to go to the toilet, he's not, when we're saying do you need a or do you need a, he's he's shaking his head and then he doesn't, and then he does go, like he gets embarrassed. So, and then he tells us when it's too late. So sometimes obviously they do need prompting, so every 15 minutes, so I'll ask again in 5 minutes at 7:15 if he needs to go, and I'll probably take him round to the potty. I think it's going to be a long day, but if this pays off, then it will be all worth it. So obviously I have to be really careful about filming him now because he's just in his vest and socks. He has no nappy on. I've explained to him what he needs to do, why he's wearing no nappy, and Potty is there. Well, the lighting's a bit weird. Showed him, he just like smiled, a little nervous smile. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to put the Potty song on the iPad. He's just gone for the iPad one more time, and then yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm going to be honest with you, it wasn't a good start. So it's 7:15, asked him if he needed either. He said he didn't. I asked him if he could show me how he sits on the potty, just not to go, just to show me how he sits on it, because he hasn't sat on an actual potty for a long time. I mean, it took minutes, it took ages for him. He just, you know, he had his head down and he'd come over slowly, and then I said, oh, do you need me to help you sit on the potty? So he put his hand out and I helped him sit down. As I like lowered him down onto the seat, he just instantly started crying. And you know, I made a big fuss of it. I said, oh, you know, well done, good boy, so good. Whether he could hear me or not through the crying, I don't know. And I lifted him up, and he was still screaming in the garden and he wouldn't come back in. So I've just had to tempt him with the Spinosaurus song on YouTube, because he's into dinosaurs and he loves that song. So he's here now, watching that. Another just under 15 minutes ago till I have to ask him again. This time I'm not obviously going to sit him down on it. That was just to get him used to having his bottom sat on that seat. It's coming up to 8:15. I've just hung the washing on the line, and if I'm honest, I've been asking a little bit more than 15 minutes. I think I've been like, oh, super paranoid. And so far nothing. So every time I'm asking him, he has said so far he doesn't need to go, and he hasn't gone. So nothing yet. I was really worried when, as I was hanging up the washing, I was thinking, because I wasn't there to ask him, I just thought, am I going to come into an accident? Am I going to come in to a pile of something on the sofa? But I didn't, so let's hope he's telling the truth with telling me he doesn't need to go, and then suddenly goes. But I keep asking him, when he said he didn't need to go, I'm like, okay, but when you need to go, where do you go? And he's pointing into the garden and saying potty, so fingers crossed. I feel like it's so much later in the day than it is. It's actually just coming up, well, it's 9:05, so we've been at this nearly 2 hours now. Nothing yet, no accidents, hasn't gone, still saying he doesn't need either, and now he's just having a snack and drinks. So that's the current situation at the moment. So it's nearly 9:30, and look, something exciting happened. I was out in the garden without the camera, so I didn't actually capture it, but I got it on, I had my phone, so I put it on Instagram. Basically, he ran out into the garden where I was. First time today that he'd been out. I was laid on my front, so he bounced on my back, whispered in my ear that he needed a wee, bounced on my back for a bit again, and he just ran off and sat on the potty. And I actually had my phone as evidence, and he's still, hang on, if you can see him just there. He's still sat on the potty. I don't know if he's had a wee yet because I haven't managed to have a look, but he just keeps saying, I don't need a poo, I don't need a poo, which is fine. He doesn't obviously need to do both. I think that sometimes he thinks he needs to do both because I've been asking, do you need a wee, do you need a poo? But so hopefully he's had his first wee. So it's nearly 10 o'clock. When he was sat on the potty, I know, the first time he didn't manage to go. He was sat on there for a while and holding, and then eventually he got up and I said, that's fine, we can try again in a bit. He's then since ate more and had a drink, and then we was just in here and he quickly said to me, Mum, I need a wee. So we went outside, and this is pretty gross, I'll turn it around. And those patches there that you can see, that is him just not making it in time. But I'm quite happy with that because he tried. We ran outside and then he just stopped just before he got to the potty and sort of looked down because he knew it was too late, but he tried, so I'm really over the moon with that. And then we've dried him off, and I'm just going to clean the decking now. And yeah, and then he keeps saying, Luke had done it, and clapping, so I think he's like proud of himself, so he knows that he tried, and that's good. So yeah, I'm quite chuffed with him. Just hosed this all down now, but I'm actually going to move this because it's too wet, and it's probably going to put him off going. So I'm going to move it here in the shade. So he's been told where it is, haven't you? Gotta be careful what I show here. Where the potty is, don't you? So we start again. It's 10:05. So it's 11 AM now, and Luca's just having a yogurt. No updates since last. Nothing's happened. Still asking every 15 minutes or so, but nothing to report yet. So it's nearly 12 and Luke has just grabbed me saying he needs a poo because he's a good boy. So see how this goes. So I was waiting with Luca whilst he was sat on the potty, and he said to me, are you going to go over there whilst I have a poo? And I said, what, do you want me to wait over there? And he said, yeah, and you come back in a minute. So I think when it comes to poo, he's really embarrassed. So bless him, I'm waiting inside. He's sat on the potty with the iPad. I'm just going to see if I'm not there, if he'll go. Luca, have you gone? No. Not yet. So nothing came of that. He sat on the toilet for about 20 minutes and nothing happened. He went for one around that time yesterday, so I was thinking that it was it, but I don't know if he got stage fright or what. Every time I peeked around my head around the corner, he kept saying no. Oh, he kept saying no, come back in a minute. So I don't know if he got super embarrassed or what. So it's now 12:40 and he's now saying he doesn't need a toilet again. So he's only had a wee so far. So yeah, it's been a long day. It feels like it should be the end of the day now, but we're only halfway through. He has just told me he's had a wee on the slide. So now we need to get the hose out and I can actually see it. I don't know if it's coming across on the camera, but it starts here. I don't know if he just stood at the top and weed all the way down. Oh dear. I just can't believe this is day one still.
Day one?
Yeah, day one. It's been a long day, right? It's 1 PM I've just hosed off the slide. Luca then went and sat on the potty after that incident, but nothing come of it. So I told him that that was okay, but next time he needs to use the potty, I just feel like it should be bedtime. It's such a roller coaster of emotions, this potty training. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be easy, actually, but it's very physically draining as well for us parents. And the thing is, he knows once he's done it that he shouldn't have done it there, and he comes and tells me straight away. And he knows. It's just he needs to start taking the initiative. So it's 1:30. I've basically just told him to just sit, just to see what happens. I said, shall Mummy take you shall Mummy go to the potty with you? And he said yeah, so I held up my hand and just left him there, see what he does. Hello? You've done a poo? Have you really? Let's have a look. So it wasn't actually a poo, it was a wee, but I'm actually so happy. I heard him calling me from upstairs. I quickly went upstairs just to dump the washing on the landing, and I heard him shouting for me, and I come down. I shouldn't really show it, but and yeah, he's gone. So and he was so excited. If I was filming his reaction to me being excited, he was so happy. I think he was probably pleased with himself. Luca's got some food, it's going to be ready in about 15 minutes. So it's just coming up to 2:30. I think in about 5 minutes or so I'm going to put him on the potty again, just to try and see if we'll go for a poo before he eats, because he hasn't had one yet today. And the last one he had was midday yesterday, so he is due. So as I said, I'm taking him out to potty for a little sit, so nothing might happen, but we'll just see. Doesn't hurt until dinner's, well, his lunch is ready. I was going to sit Luca in the kitchen for to eat, but he had a little dribble in the kitchen, so we're going to eat it in here, aren't we? Because we won't be able to get you out of your chair quick enough, I don't think. 3:30 now. And Luca's finished eating. Time's gone so fast. I've just had to move the potty over there in the shade, because the shade moves around so much in our garden. Let's see if we can have this poo, Luca, yeah? That was a big wee, wasn't it? Yeah. You just did a big wee. You're such a good, clever boy. Oh, I am so proud of him. It was 5-4. And he had a wee on the potty, second wee of the day, and it was a big one, a really big one. I've given him a sweet now, so he's just roaming around the garden eating his sweet. Oh, I really just hope now he manages to have a poo. Hello, you did say wow, didn't you? Another wee. Jeez, you're such a good boy. Oh, finally some help with the potty training. The boys went to bed just after 6:30. Since I last updated, so Daniel came home and took Luca over to the potty, and he went and had a wee. And then we kept asking if he needed like a poo, and he kept saying no. The boys then had a bath, and we got Luca out of the bath, sat him on the potty, and he had a wee again. Big one. So that was good. I'm surprised he held it in for the bath. Usually he would just go in the bath. So I hope that shows he's becoming more aware. And yeah, so the potty is upstairs in the family bathroom, which is next door to the boys' room. I've just gone to check on Luca, and he's fast asleep already. We have put a nappy on him for the night, and we have asked him to let us know if he needs Potty to like call us and get us out of bed. That's what he used to do, so he has done it before. Day 2 of potty training. Luca is awake. He's dressed, half dressed. Wearing the same thing as yesterday, vest, socks, nothing else. I've got the Coco Melon potty song on again. And it's back on the decking after yesterday because it's all dry now, and it's between like sort of the house and garden, so it's the best place for it to be. So yeah, let's see how we go. Luke has been awake for 45 minutes. He said he hasn't needed to go potty yet, but I've asked him to go and sit on it anyway because you just never know. And he had a wee, so yeah, happy with that. And then I made a big fuss of it again, and he was always really happy and smiling, and bless him. So I think I'm gonna keep doing that. Like, I'm gonna keep asking if he needs to go, but then also maybe every hour or so just sit him on it just in case. I think sometimes, I don't know what it is, they just naturally default to saying that they don't need the potty even if they do. So yeah, good start. It's 8:10. Yeah, really happy with that. Guess who just done their second wee on the potty at 9:30? Was it you? Did you go for a wee wee?
At the end of the month, you know, we've got a week off with the kids, and it'd be nice just
to
just really get the feel of the area.
You did, didn't you?
For me,
yeah, so he's just had his second wee. Again, I led that one. He keeps saying he doesn't need a toilet. Sat him down and said, please just try. And he went instantly, and it was like a lot of wee as well. So I think I'll keep asking obviously, but I'm going to keep doing that as well, obviously, putting him on it because it seems to be working, and just hoping he picks up the initiative to start either telling me or just running over to the potty by himself. Guess who just done their third wee on the potty at 5 to 10, and this time Mummy didn't even ask him. Crikey. I was sunbathing in the garden, just obviously had my eye on him, but I was just relaxing. He was on the slide, and then he like jumped off the top of the slide and went toilet and ran over by himself and sat on it. So cute. So I've just asked Luca to go and have a sit on the potty because it's been a couple of hours, well, nearly 2 hours since he last went. And I say he can have the iPad while he sits on. It's the only thing that will make him willingly go when I ask. He's just come and told me that he's done a poo. Oh, you have? So I peeked my head around the corner because he doesn't like me watching, and then I see he just ran off, like he wasn't even on it anymore. He was just in the garden playing, and he left the iPad by the side of the potty. So I was like, oh, you know, I'll leave it, at least he's out playing and whatnot. And then a couple of minutes later, I just heard his footprints on the decking, like he was running, and then I looked and he was sat on the potty, so he'd ran back to the potty. Then he came to the doors here. It's really bright, so it's not showing properly, but come and stood in the middle of the like patio, the back doors, which are wide open, and he said, Mum, I've done a big poo. And I wasn't sure because he does sometimes call wheeze poos. So yeah, sorry. Anyway, I went to look outside, and he had a big poo. So I'm really happy because I've been like a bit anxious about that since yesterday because he didn't have one, wondering when he was gonna go. Was I gonna miss the signs, or was he not gonna tell me? Was he gonna go somewhere randomly in the garden? I had to clean it up, or I've gone blurry again, haven't I? Or something like that. So I was over the moon. He was really happy as well. He was like clapping and spinning around and laughing, and found the whole thing, me like wiping him and found it hilarious. We took the potty to the toilet and I said say goodbye, and we flushed it away and done all that, and yeah, so really, really happy. He has done 2 independent visits to the potty. Screaming because I've asked him to sit on the potty because he's just had a wee on the slide. I just need to clean off the slide. I also asked him to sit on the potty about 1:45 earlier because it had been like a couple of hours since he had had his poo, and he threw a similar tantrum. So I don't know if we're going backwards now or what. The boys are in bed. Nothing else happened actually. Luca had, well, we tried to get Luca to have a wee before his bath, and he threw a hissy fit and said he didn't need one, so fine, we put him in the bath. He's now obviously got a nappy on for the night, so nothing else is going to happen now. Today was better than yesterday in that he went independently, but it started off that I was prompting him to go, then he went by himself, and then towards the end of the afternoon he started to get really moody. Just every time I was asking him to sit on it, it was tantrums galore, which continued until Daniel got back. So I just got, this is a reflection of how my day has ended up. It's day 3 of potty training. Luca is dressed. You've been shown where the potty is, haven't you? It's in the garden around the corner on the grass. My hair is a mess, so is my face. I need to sort it. I got a Zoom call at 9:30 that I need to be at. Going to last about 45 minutes. And that's the only thing I'm worried about today, really, that I'm on this Zoom call and he tries to grab me because he needs a toilet. 7:20 AM. Not a great start. He didn't tell me he needed one. I asked him about 10 minutes ago and he said no. So I've sent him on the potty training. I'm telling you, it's like an emotional roller coaster. I just feel like a parrot. I'm repeating myself. Do you need a wee? Do you need a poo? If you need a wee, where do you go? If you need a poo, where do you go? I just feel like I'm constantly repeating those words. It's actually draining. Like I don't want to be like, I don't want to feel like I'm exaggerating, but I feel like I've got a newborn again, like having to constantly watch it for signs, and our puppy was much easier. Well, actually he came to us potty trained at 8 weeks old, so. But Luca is so clever and he understands everything we say. He follows instructions, but this has taken a little longer than I thought. I honestly thought, because he is so clever and he picks things up, I honestly did think on Tuesday when we started that he would pick it up in the morning, and by the afternoon I would be like really confident. But it's Thursday now. I feel like time's running out to give it my undivided attention, and every time I feel like he's doing well, he does something to make me think, is he actually getting this, and go a bit backwards. So I don't know. Got today and tomorrow to really do it. We've got to sit on the potty, haven't we, for a toilet? Don't we? Do you sit on the potty for a toilet? Yeah, so this is the concentration level I've been getting when it comes to it. He like is just, honestly, it's like waves. He is going up, and it's like, wow, a roller coaster. He is going like this. He's doing really well, and then he's just going completely backwards. So yeah, and I feel like now we've started, I don't really want to go back. I took him on the potty just before the meeting and he didn't go. And I've come in, there's no accidents, and like nothing's happened. Since the accident he hasn't had a toilet, so nothing much is going on. I really hope, because he has been a bit tantrumy when I've asked if he needs to go, or when I've stuck him on, he has actually had full-blown tantrum. Who just did a wee on the potty?
Yeah.
You did.
No, he did.
And I didn't even have to ask. And what's the time? It's nearly 12.
Me.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry.
My emotions just cannot take this. Just as I'm on the verge of a mental breakdown, he does something good. I will now, okay? He hasn't had the iPad all day. I've been holding out because I think it's a bit of a treat, and because he's just had a wee, I said he can have it now before lunch quickly. So it's not dead, I just need to turn it on. There we go, look.
It's Theo.
Yeah.
And Luca.
And Luca. Nearly 1 o'clock. I've asked him to go and have a sit and he gave me no problems. Probably because he's got the iPad. But pick your battles. Okay, so nothing come of it when I asked him to sit last time. It's 2:15 and I've asked him to sit again. Just before he has his ice cream. Because he did so well last time. This is the arrangement we've come to. I mean, he's happy. Yeah. Nice and cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's finished his ice cream. Nothing come of that. I'm just going to move it further along here. It was there. Sun's covering our whole garden pretty much. Just gets drenched in it. And then I think as the sun comes around, I have to put it over here, like I did on day 1 of potty training, or over here. Luca has just ran into me and said, I had a wee. And I got up and went, yeah, well done. He said, no, on the grass. So can you sit back on it? Sit back. That's it. And his wee is there. He won't be able to see it on the camera. 4:15 now. He hasn't been in a while. So I was inside and I see him playing outside, and he kept going over to the potty and sort of like touching it and running away and messing around and going over and standing by it. So I don't know if he was sort of like hinting or something that he needed to go. So I've asked him to sit down and he actually did without kicking off. So we're just going to sit and see what happens. Okay, nothing came of that, but he didn't kick off, so that's a win. It's nearly 6. Daniel's home. Lucas just finished his dinner. And we got him off his little booster seat that he has at the table. Asked him if he needed a poo, he said no. Asked him if he needed a wee, and he nodded. So we here.
Finished.
It is finished. Should I put? Oh no, it's back. Should I put something else on? So just waiting to see what happens. If he goes, that's the first time he's gone and actually told me he needs one. He always says no. 20 to 7 now. Leaving an update is there ain't one. Luca, can't remember what I said. Basically, he was out there after dinner. He told me he needed it. I can't remember if I said or not, but he didn't go basically. But I said, you know, like, well done for going. Anyway, took the potty upstairs to the bathroom. Asked him to sit on it before the bath. He sat on it. Nothing happened. Sat on it quite happily actually. Got in the bath. Shower. So they had a shower. Got in the shower. And then we asked him if he would like to sit on it before bed. He said no. So we've just left it. He's got his nappy and pants on. But again, it's like been an up and down day. He has been responding better today, so throwing less tantrums than yesterday when he was being asked to go on the potty. I've just put after sun and then 10 on, so I'm just letting my shoulders dry. See you tomorrow for day 4. Oh my god, time is running out. I've got tomorrow to give him my undivided attention on it. Saturday I can do it, but Tio will be here as well. Daniel's working for about 4 or 5 hours, so that could be iffy. But and also the weather takes a turn for the worse, so it won't be like I can have his pants off and nappy off outside, and he can like have accidents outside, which is a bit more, well, I can deal with it better than if he, like earlier when he weed on the sofa. So yeah, and then Sunday I think it's the same, like that sort of weather. So I really do want to make massive improvements tomorrow. He sat on the floor and he kept looking down and he was crossing his legs, so I found that a bit, you know, like, are you crossing your legs because you're holding in a wee? Right, you are a good boy. So we've just said goodbye to the wee, haven't we? Spill it, let mummy lift this up. Go on then, bye bye. Kind of don't have the energy or patience.